Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Hangouts, the semi-punctual live stream that you are currently watching. I'm going to have to wait for a second before YouTube actually catches up. But I can see a chat. I actually have the little chat window open up for a change over there in OBS. So, okay, looks like it's now appeared. Doesn't sound very loud. Let me boost that up. See if that gets up there. Let me check my gain. That's better. All right. Let me welcome everybody to Friday Night Hangouts. Had a little technical stuff there, but I think we are smooth sailing. So, Gran, great to see you sitting there lurking in the chat beforehand. Good to see you as always. Daniel Barry Sports becoming a real regular on the stream. I do appreciate your continued patronage, as it were, and thanks again, and hope you enjoyed the show tonight, as long as my voice holds out. Let's see. Looks like, we got some other streaming royalty in the house. Jay of Over Easy Mode is in the house as well. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. You get to see me crack my Dr. Pepper cream soda beverage for this evening, and hopefully you can keep some of the coughing away, because I have been really sick the last couple of weeks, and it just doesn't want to go away. So, and seeing as I have to talk for a living nowadays, it's good to keep my voice unfettered, as it were. So, let's get the stream lube going there, as it were. And let's see, on to the spate of questions there. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this shirt. It just all of a sudden got warm in here. Don't mind me. It's been like really cold here. We got frost in the ground and everything, and so you get to my age, you gotta bundle up. But let's see. Yeah, to the spate of questions here from Grand. Work is great. Had another good meeting today, and looks like more business has been had, and we are booking up solid through the rest of the year. So it's a good problem to have. So that is going well. Next week I'll be out of town for a few days. I should be back in time for the stream, but we're working out of town next week for a couple days. So work is good. Church is good. I wasn't actually there this last week because I just didn't want to spread my whatever illness I have, because the wife got sick too. So I didn't want to share that with everybody if I could help it. So Bible study at home for the most part, and but week was good. Work was great, and I am good and great, and well, feeling great, and greatly appreciative. So yeah, all is well. Dr. Pepper, creamy, slimy, yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like Slurm, right? Not taking off clothes here. This is for your OnlyFans. I know, I gotta save something. Sweeps too, don't I? So, Jay, tell me how to set up an OnlyFans. Actually, Jay was the one that got me switched over to OBS. I used to run on StreamYards before, and like a peasant. But yeah. So, how goes your behaving badly yet still seeking with? They are still seeking, and not many people are finding that channel. See, Rams are done. Oh, I guess we're talking football. I guess I don't know. I don't follow it anymore. But the poor Rams. They've had a long struggle since Kurt Warner, right? That's the last time I remember the Rams. So, but anyway, another weekend is upon us, and I hope you all have some good plans for yours. Do something somewhat entertaining before the weather gets too terribly bad. I don't have a whole lot of plans this weekend. I got to tidy up some work stuff and like one or two things around the house. But other than that, it's going to be probably a pretty quiet one. I have another channel. Yeah, it's not like me having another channel, right? How many do I have? 3, 4 if you count Blinky the Wonderfish, but I haven't been on there in 4 or 5 years since Blinky died. So... Dave, what is your wallpaper on your screen? That future, I have no idea. I used to use it as a background when I green screened. I was just like setting up the green screen tonight. But it's I don't know where the backdrop's from, but there's a picture of it without me in front of it. I always dug it. It's like the artist's conceptions of the future, which is always kind of fun to look at when you're actually in the future. But no, I haven't done anything on. I haven't even really done anything on my gaming channel in quite some time. I upload something every now and again to keep it active, but it's funny because my Castlevania video I did is like, I think it's close to 30,000 views now. It's crazy, man. I think it's a lot of. It's like my third or fourth most popular video I've ever released. It's on my other channel. How to's, man. But I should spend more time over there, but I just don't game that much anymore. Well, I say that I game a lot with the arcade, but Moonbase Alpha seen from above. It's amazing. Like I said, it's amazing what seems futuristic, right? To us, I mean, the Jetsons was futuristic too, and other than Alice, it's funny because we have a whatever you call those things, robot vacuum in the house, and about any room in the house, I can, or any of us can go up and just request whatever music we want to hear, and so we're there. We just, when it's doled out to you incrementally, you just don't notice the big changes, but it's a lot different than sitting around by the radio with your blank tape on pause, ready to record, hoping your song's gonna come on, So yeah, we are at the future. Got a whole bunch of new marquees in for my arcade machines. You won't be able to see them all from here. That's just this row, but you can see Murderer's Row there to the right. That's where most of them are, but several new marquees. The T2 is a new marquee. Way in the back there by the big red flag, that's Mortal Kombat 2. That's a new marquee. And then got one for my Star Wars cab and also for my Killer Instinct cab. There we go. Stream the arcade or feature the machines. Yeah, I need to do that more. People always seem to like that too. I just need a little more time, I guess. I don't know. It's I should be in front of the machines again, but then I have to set up my laptop. It's a big rigmarole. Sometimes I get lazy, and I'm never really happy with the lighting. Like here, I get some of the backlight from the monitors, and it helps light me up. But the other ones is usually so dark. I don't know. Haven't found a happy medium yet. Oh, he's over there singing Toto to us. They just played over here in West Virginia not too long ago. I don't go to concerts anymore, but there's been a bunch of them this year. And Toto among them. I'm pretty sure it was Toto. Oh, you know what there was? I don't think it was Toto solo. It was Ringo Starr and his all-star band. And I think they were touring with him as members. So gonna take a lot to get me away from you. Oh, right there it is. You've already got it there, so. You just said it. I don't know. That's basically all the lyrics. Or, if you prefer, rising like an empress on the Serengeti. There you go. Pulling deep for those cuts. But yeah, I haven't been to a concert in so long, and I'm not going to break my streak now, but it's been so long. Now I think about it. Sometime in 2001 might be my last one. Last official one, other than seeing any, local bands. Hey, Mr. Bird, good to see you, good to see you. Welcome back, as always. Glad you could stop in. Wingman. I had those pulled up on eBay. I should probably just pull the trigger on them. But, yeah, so top 10 music playlists when you play your video games. Well, I usually don't play music when I'm playing my video games. Honestly speaking, I'm not like the musical guy like I used to be. And I'm sure I talked about it on stream before. It doesn't matter what I was doing, I was listening to music. And now, it's not uncommon for me not to hear any music all day long. Even driving, sometimes I just turn it off, or I turn on, the Christian station, and I hear some preaching or something. But it's, I'm not like all over music like I used to be. So I really don't have a set playlist, but I do like to play like 80s stuff if I'm in the arcade here. I mean, it's kind of period specific, right? But most of the arcades I went to didn't really have music piped in because that would like distract you from the attract screens that are always going on. So, and if they did, they had jukeboxes, so you didn't hear them through the whole places. Music from video games are claim free too. Yeah, I wouldn't mind just getting some MIDI music and just playing that in the background. Kind of like more up tempo craft work, right? From OK Computer, but. Well, not OK Computer from Radiohead, but Computer World from Kraftwerk. Pardon me, I had my computers messed up there. But so maybe I play that. But oh, it's bad. I just watched a video. I remember who it was. I didn't watch all of it, but it popped up in my feed. And it was like showcasing a really great looking arcade somewhere here in the States, and it was so depressing to look at because there was like, and I've seen these from like. I think over in China and stuff too, where you'll have arcades and there's nobody in them. And this arcade was like some of the best arcade machines I've ever seen. And they were all like beautifully clean and updated, obviously. And there was like 4 people in the whole place, this huge building. I was like, oh my gosh, man. I don't know, keeps the lights on, but it's so depressing because I just remember those places being packed to the gills, you know, when I was coming up. Symphony of the Night, yeah, I can listen to that soundtrack all the day. Vampire Killer and my gosh, like just the whole soundtrack of Symphony of the Night was just absolutely incredible. What was the one? The library theme was incredible. The outside tower, the clock tower. The clock tower is a little more funky, but most of them weren't quite that funky. Although Nova Fantasy when playing Altered Beast, yeah. You can only hear it rise from your grave sometimes. I was actually playing that the other day, but it wigged out on my machine. It locked me out. I couldn't finish the first board for some reason. But I was like, I'm going to replay this. I haven't played this since the Genesis days, you know? Where's that arcade at? It's the arcade at Time Forgot. I don't know, but it was really depressing. And what really depressed me is for the owners of it, whoever they were. I wish I had the video still. I'd link it here, but it was huge, absolutely huge, and they just had the best machines. Like, every marquee was beautiful. The machines were obviously lovingly restored. And I don't know if they were still a quarter or not, I don't know. But it was just row after row and row of them. And it was just row after empty row with, like, there's no one was playing. Someone was playing Quantum. I remember that, watching someone play Quantum. And then someone else was playing, what were they playing? Might have been, like, Operation Wolf or something. But, like, the whole place was just empty. And it's like, oh, this is so depressing. But, you know, it ain't coming back. Unless you build it in your own basement like you did. It's just, that's gone, man. People like home media. That is the wave of the future. Well, actually, the wave of the present. Who knows what the wave of the future is? Only those of us who grew up in the 80s can really appreciate the arcade room at a mall or strip mall. Oh yeah. And I haven't seen one like in my area ever. If there is one, I'll go hang out there just to get some business, you know. That reminds me, I did see something. I thought I gotta write myself a note. I always write myself notes. Dave and Buster's. Yeah, I don't. We don't have one close by. I haven't been to one of those in so long. We used to have those in Florida like 20 years ago. They were always so expensive though, because I think you pay hourly there, right, or by the half hour, whatever it is. But yeah, man, arcades, man, they were like moths to a flame walking around the malls back in the 80s. It was great. Just people watching, walking back and forth, not buying a thing. I don't think I've ever bought a piece of clothing in a mall. I barely ever eat the food courts, you know, and I used to like lurk around Chick-fil-A waiting for the girl to come out with the tray of free ones on the toothpicks, and we always go up there and snag a couple of those, but we had to, you know, we'd save our money for the quarters at the arcade, so, and those go so fast, you know. I mean, looking back, arcades are such a ripoff in some ways, man, because they're designed to eat your quarters. Go play Ghosts and Goblins with $10 worth of quarters, see how long that $10 lasts, right? Not long. But yeah, if I find one local, I definitely would go back and give them some patronage. Just if nothing else, for some nostalgia. Now I would even consider opening my own up, but I just know there's no money in it. So even like stuff that hasn't gone the way of the dodo, like the arcade, even that stuff's hurting. It's just, I don't know, people like home entertainment, and I honestly, since I'm so antisocial as it is, actually I prefer home entertainment too. But it is what it is. And I have a little bone to pick with the algorithm. Once again, I just cannot figure out what YouTube does and what it wants. Like, I've released a couple videos that were going really fast, like that Friday the 13th one where it was all the Jason unmaskings. And it had like 400 views in like 2 days, and then it just stopped, and it hasn't had a single one since then. So I don't see how that's even possible, right? And the same thing just happened with the Sourmine video I did. Completely just stopped. It was shooting up pretty good, several hundred views in like a day and a half, and then just stopped. Like, what is going on with that? I don't understand. Blasphemy, you had to buy something from Spencer's that had cool stuff. Yeah, Spencer's was cool too. And there's a joke store, Spencer's, or what was the other one? FYE and Sharper Image. Sometimes there's cool stuff in there, but honestly didn't buy too much stuff like that in malls. Sorry, I keep missing you when you come in. Well, of course you do. State worker that you are, always ignoring me. I've been to that building like 3 times to see you, and you haven't been there any of them. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'll be in again for too long, I'm sure. I'll get called in for another meeting there. But one of these days we'll run into each other again. But yeah, so lots of good stuff though, and I surely do miss doing the mall walks. If nothing else, it was exercise, something a lot of our generation is sorely lacking in. Of course, they probably said the same thing when Alexander Graham Bell put a phone down in his kitchen, right? Typical state worker. You got that right? Oh, yeah. I think they recreated that scene, Grant, actually, in Final Fantasy X. There's a scene in there where Tidus and Yuna are doing a laugh back and forth. Of course, they weren't mad at each other, but I always wondered that. It's like, did they nail that from Star Trek? So, Chad, have you ever seen the arcade before? I mean, you can't really see it too well with this camera. But, well, it's in one of my other videos, so you can see it there. I've actually I've added 2 new machines since then. Let's see, I added the Pac-Mania machine, the whitish one next to T2, and the one right next to it's the Atari 12-in-1. And I just put a lit panel in there at the base, but that's got like Centipede, Tempest, a bunch of games like that on there. So those are the 2 new additions, and I've, of course, been upgrading those, too. I haven't done a ton to the other wall of stuff yet, but... Oh, still getting my voice back. I'm going to try to hold on to it. Yeah, like I said, I can't really get the camera. Actually, I wonder how much slack I have on the camera. I thought I put a longer cord on it. Maybe I didn't. Extension, but there's the wall with like another 6 of my machines there. And then there are 2 on the back wall with the TV back there. Whoop, back there. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2 back there. So you'll have to swing by sometime and enjoy the arcade. A particular note for nostalgia is the Star Wars game, which I used to love. And, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles over there. which is another arcade classic of getting toward the tag end of my arcade days. But most of them have been upgraded with new speakers and all kinds of lights and bells and whistles. One of the stupid hobbies that I have. Rather than do something more productive, I rebuild my youth in my basement. But you love the T2 game? Yeah, it's something, man. And it sounds pretty good when I turn the speakers up. The cab has some issues, but here, hold on. I'll fire it up new so you can hear some of the speaker on it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, probably hearing some Galaga back there. Sometimes the track screens will come on. They sound pretty good. Ah, Mr. Woods. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Glad you can make it as always. Hope the evening and weekend finds you well. Yeah. You show up and I leave. Isn't that something? I hope you don't take umbrage from that. I always come back. But glad you can make it, sir. Yes, we're just talking about some of the hobbies in my idiot room, a.k.a. man cave, a.k.a. Gene, wait, the Gencade, or whatever you want to call it down here. Would be a good Beatles song to play while you play an arcade game, and to which arcade game? Interesting. You want usually something faster tempo, so I'd say I Saw Her Standing There, or that would be to almost any fast shooter type game. Maybe even to like a fighting game. Well, that's an interesting question. Now, what would I do for a different kind of game? So something like Pac-Man, I would probably do something a little more soothing. Like I'm Only Sleeping or something like that. It's got a little bit of a beat, but it's kind of gentle. You know what I mean? That's probably why we do that. 8 days a week, silent game. Yeah, hard to go wrong with that one. It's a good, fast, up-tempo one. And you can do the head bob, too. Ooh, I need your love. Helter Skelter is when you're fighting games, for sure. Because that one brings out the aggression in you. Proto-metal at its finest. But that's an interesting question there, Grant. I like that one. If you're playing, like, Katamari Damacy, or whatever, or some of those other psychedelic games, you can play, like, some of the Magical Mystery Tour or something. Or High on the Walrus, right? Oh, Chumbawamba. Yeah, that was pretty big on the jukebox circuit when I was working in bars. Back in the glory days of my idiocy. Sorry, the T2 doesn't have much of an attract screen going on. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So you probably won't hear much. I got the speakers on, though. You can do, oh, there it goes. It sounded very loud. You could do, let's see, for Beatles. And it has kind of, what do you call it? A, metallic sound to it, so you can do something really simple for like puzzle games and times, maybe even games you have a little more time on, something like So yeah, you can throw some beetle at them. For maybe I could record some of this for when I play. Let's see. Oop. You're too busy with your other girls. Why doesn't that surprise me? Yep, Mrs. Woods, who was actually listening to the stream last time. It wasn't last week because I wasn't here last week, but the week before, I got to say hello. And she was certainly asking where my old co-host was. For some unrelated reason. I have no idea why. That was some Pink Floyd. Yeah, exactly. That was Pink Floyd. Don't tell Gilmore. No. If that was Pink Floyd, my stream already been shut down. They don't play around with copyright. See, Chumbawamba was big when you were in Singapore in the late 90s. It was so overplayed. Yeah, you got that right, man. Well, there's no accounting for the public's taste, or lack thereof sometimes, so. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I probably won't do. My poor wife has to compete with Jay's other women. Well, it's hard being low in the totem pole, you know. It's one thing to be the other woman; it's the other to be like the second or third woman, you know. But I highly doubt that'd be the case. Jay's too much of a gentleman for that sort of thing. With Dia de los Muertos a couple days ago, please discuss Our Lady of Holy Death, Nuestra Señora de la Santa Muerte. No. But you can just say she's probably related to Bella Morta. But yeah. Oh, anyways, I was saying I probably won't be doing an extremely long stream tonight because I just fear my voice will give out on me again, and I'll be talking a lot next week, so gotta make sure to keep it up to snuff. Maybe we still have to do maybe we'll do our podcast one of these days, Jay. I don't know. We want to mess with all the video stuff if we don't want to, and make it super simple. It's just so hard to get me locked in for like any regular scheduling anymore with my new business, so. Hey, Kaz, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. And you're on late. Usually you're leading at this time, so good to see you. I see you uploaded just a couple things this evening, didn't you? Because it popped up my notifications. eBay Day, Part 1, and 2 more redemptions. So make sure to get over to Kaz's channel and check those out, too. Help a brother out, as it were. And what was something to check out, and I don't know, I know Matt has them, but if you have an Ollie's near you, and if you've got one of these coupons, they sell not quite a few, but they've been selling some of the Arcade 1-Up arcade cabinets as of late. Recently they had NFL Blitz in there, which I wasn't interested in, but they had that for $300, so they're pretty substantial discounts when they have the machines in there. So if you're looking for some of those and you don't want to peruse Marketplace for used units, sometimes Ollie's can be a great place to get them. I'd also I'm keep my eyes peeled for some Black Friday deals, see if anything good pops up. But I just hate paying retail, you know, so I just try to get them used. But yeah, it's fun. I need to definitely do some more videos on the whole collection. And I've done some new design things in the room too, and I say it's a work in progress. Royalty's here. Mr. Roykirk, a pleasure. And Jay, if you do the Ricardo Montalban voice for him, please. If I do it, I don't do it justice, especially the way I'm all stopped up in my nose or whatever. I can't say rich Corinthian leather. It just doesn't come out right. Ollie's is a really good store for so many things. You can get great deals there. Yeah, a lot of comics there for you comic people. Omni's out the wazoo. And just rows on rows of... You know what was funny? I just noticed, like, when I was there a couple weeks ago, it's like 60, maybe 70% DC there, which is very odd. Like, unless comic book stores have changed a lot in my time, I don't know. Or since I used to shop there, it was always, huge amount of Marvel and a little bit of DC. Maybe, 70-30, but it's almost totally opposite there. No, always for 200 miles. We have two of them on within 20 minutes of me, or 30 minutes of me, which is odd, right? Over here in West Virginia, but I guess we're Ollie's country. Some things are good, but man, sometimes that store just irks me. It's like, this is not a deal. Like, Big Lots the same way, so it's the same kind of deal. Sometimes you find something just absolutely incredible, but a lot of it's just real pedestrian as far as, like, savings go. Let's see, Jackson is late because... Oh, you got an Ollie's near you, Cos? Yeah, I don't know if you like the store or not, but they've got some interesting stuff, depending what you're looking for. You got caught up with Anachronic Comics College of Comic Knowledge. I'm not going to try to say that again. Yep, Jackson J's in the chat. And Matt Woods, like all the legends of old. All we need now is your arch enemy, and we have all the makings of of a live stream, right? I said Helter Skelter while playing the arcade Satan's Hollow. Oh, well, you should play it when you're playing the game Gladiator, because it had to do with Rome, right? Helter Skelter, so. Don't you want me to make you? Coming down fast, so don't make me break you. John didn't speak highly of that song, but it's really a great song. If you look at the overall production and how they put it together. And what's funny about Helter Skelter, I know it's got a reputation nowadays, but how Helter Skelter came into being was Paul getting pissed off at The Who, because The Who had claimed, like, their last album, like 68 or whatever, was the grittiest, hardest, most raw album ever. And I've heard The Who. I never thought they were gritty or raw or anything, but... And Paul apparently took great umbrage to that, and so he thought he'd show them what gritty and raw was, so hence Helter Skelter was born. Don't say his name. I know, I might invoke him. Still need to do Conan the Destroyer. It's still sitting unwatched. I hadn't even watched it, because I wanted to go in fresh, like Frank Costanza says. If you want to laugh this evening, look up, well, I don't know what it would be called. It would be called, George Eats Dinner with Susan's Parents or something like that. And you can see Susan's dad and Frank's dad go back and forth. That's a hoot. That's a good 5 minutes of cinema or of TV there. My kid brother, which is funny to say now, he's married with 3 kids, took me out to lunch today for my birthday. Well, that's good of him. My kid brother, unfortunately, is about almost 900 miles away, so he doesn't get up here to take me out to dinner. But I'm going to demand it. That's a good idea. Especially if I go down there again. If I eat seafood, I'm going to make him pay. I never got to do that with my younger siblings. But I'm glad. And happy birthday, too, by the way. Every year we're giving. Giving is a blessing, so happy birthday, my friend. I didn't get to watch the show on Anachronic Comics channel tonight. I'll meet up with Joe next weekend. The Who is one of the best bands ever. I'm ready for the Conan the Destroyer. Oh, yeah, it's like it was no knock against The Who. I never really considered them gritty, other than some of their bass lines were pretty nasty. But good old Entwistle. But I can't play any of them, that's for sure. I need to watch Conan 2 again. They're releasing music on a 2 CD collection, so I want to see if it's worth it. Who did the soundtrack? I'll have to look it up now, because I'm curious, actually, who did it from movie, or if it's the same as the first. Let's see. Let's see. Music by, oh, yeah, Polydorus, Basil. Story by Jerry Conway, huh? And Roy Thomas. So they're saying that the Conan the Destroyer was a story by Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway. Did they collaborate to write that thing, or what? Or did they just get credit? And because I know they bastardized in the movies several different stories and put them together to make the movies, you know. Yeah, I didn't know he did the soundtrack for the second one too. That's cool. Let me close this. Nope, you just trashed the Who on the internet. It's now recorded for all eternity. Oh, okay. I hope they don't put a hit out on me. At their age, I don't know who they're going to send, though. Luftwaffe? Going with my folks tomorrow for dinner since tomorrow is my actual birthday. Aha! So you got in some pre-birthday treats on your meal. Okay, I see how that works. Davey, do you watch a horror movie in honor of Halloween? Nope, I do not celebrate Halloween in any way, shape, or form. I'll have none of it in my home, and I want nothing to do with Halloween. I even post about it. But to each their own. Thomas and Conway, but it was slaughtered. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that they did write the script, but they steered away from Conway's story, huh? Thomas released the actual story to Marvel graphic novel. Oh, I never read that one. Yeah, you and Matt let me. All right, Matt, tell me which one it is, and maybe I'll have to go get it. Or Jackson, whoever wants to tell me first, and maybe I'll snag it. That's the one we should do on Grader's Notes, which I never heard anything back on that. I thought we were gonna redo that Daredevil book, and we never did. Because that was the Frank Miller Daredevil book I was looking at. Olivia Dalbo. Is that worth watching a movie for by itself? I guess you can say the answer is yes. It's like watching Beastmaster, right? Why not? It's un-American to not celebrate Halloween. Yeah, possibly, but I'm not concerned with being an American. I'm just concerned with being what I consider a good Christian and not taking part in the festival of Samhain or any other Celtic stuff. So I just don't do it. I don't deal with it. So we celebrate Halloween here in this house. My son turned 18 this past Halloween. Well, it's kind of a reason to celebrate something, right? Got a birthday there. The Horn of Azoth, huh? Yep. Oh, that's what it's called. Okay. Olivia was 14 for the movie. Oi. Okay, well. I can't. What did she even play? I don't remember what she played. Oh, it's Princess Jenna? Okay. Sorry, I got it pulled over here. Oh, it's Van Ole Thorsen's in that again. Forgot. He's always in the Schwarzenegger movies of in the 80s. Big Dutch guy. So, let me see what it's going for on eBay right now. Give me 1 second, guys, while I look. The Horn of Azoth. Let's just see what Mr. eBay has to say about the Horn of Azoth here. $50! Woo! Might have to be a read comic online kind of thing. Well, there's one for $40 plus $22 in shipping if you don't mind getting it from Turkey. That's interesting. Yeah, it looks like it's going for around $50. Yeah, sorry, Jay. I think it's been ruined now. So now you can't push pause anymore. One can actually be a good Christian while celebrating Halloween. Find a happy medium. Yeah. Well, one can do a lot of things. I just choose not to. And that's just me. That's the great thing about free will. Everyone has their own choices to make, right? I just choose not to be part of it just because it's been commercialized and repackaged. And I think it's still it has its roots in evil, and I want nothing to do with it. But like I said, to each their own. Whatever their belief about it is. I just, I don't want to be part of it anymore. And like many other things, I don't really miss it, you know? $50. All right, you think they have a, oh, what do they call those? The $5 jobs that Marvel used to put out every now and then. And I'm sure I can find it digitally if I look for it, so. Dave finds his happy medium in the dark side. Or Darkhawk, if you like those 90s books. Matt Woods probably has 2 or 3 copies of The Horn of Azoth. He has 2 to 3 and sometimes 50 copies of all Conan. I know, right? He has like the best Conan collection in the business. I think Bill Miller probably has the best like slabbed Conan collection in the business, and Matt has just the best overall Conan collection in the business probably. That or Spawn. I'm not sure which he has the most of. We are all pawns. In the ponds where the sun never shines. You'll shiver the whole night through. Everything has its roots in the evil queue. But you can never trust John Delancey, right? No, just 1 copy of each of the Conan graphic novels. I think I only have 1 double of 1 issue. Wow. That doesn't sound like you. Where's your backup? In the 90s, we had doubles of everything. I literally have... I didn't have too many of the Magneto cover, but the first 3 X-Men covers that were released, I had like, I don't know, 10 copies of each. Yeah, those are going to be worth something one day, right? Because every other collector did the same dang thing. See, when Xmas comes, do you watch a movie every year for that holiday? No, I've never been like, I'm not like a holiday guy, though. I never have been. So I've never been all about getting into the spirit of the holiday of any kind. How everyone says it. I don't even decorate. I don't know. I'm more of a function guy than a form guy. You would probably give Bill a run for his money and slap Conan. Well, you both beat me because I was supposed to finish out my collection. Maybe when business really takes off, I might just go finish the whole Buscema run like I wanted to of Conan and get every one of them. Maybe I'll even slap him one day. Because what Buscema did... Was it like Conan 28 through like 125 or something like that? And like I think it was what, 83 or something like that? When Sal did the art on like one book when John wasn't around or something, but he did like that whole run for almost 100 issues or something. I'd like to get all of those. But no, I know some people like to watch, National Lampoons for Christmas or was it A Christmas Story? But I'm not really a holiday movie kind of guy or of any holiday. So please do, Matt. Yeah, I think you got one guy rooting for you there, Matt. Let's talk about Star Trek. So that'll get Bill over. Yeah, I know, right? I start talking about some Star Trek, and then here he comes. I do have this. I picked this up on Prime Day, whatever it was. I got the TOS whole series for like I think $32 or something. So that was pretty cheap. And I like have physical medium, so Die Hard for Christmas. Sounds like the name of a bad porn movie, right? But yeah, I mean that's like a Christmas movie, right? And there's so much Christmas imagery in that movie that it's crazy. How can you say it's not a Christmas movie? In the Nakatomi Plaza. Let's see, Dave, you did not ask. However, movies I watched in honor of Halloween. 1, The Equinox. 2, Salem's Lot. Go Barlow, right? TV show, Tales from the Dark Side, Trick or Treat, pilot episode, 1983. You ever seen Tales from the Dark Side, the movie? I still remember the clip. I saw that in the theaters. Oh, that had some people in it. It had Christian Slater. Who else was in that? It's not Sal Buscema. Not John Buscema either. It's funny, it's another Buscema, though. It was, I'm trying to remember his name. His last name is Buscema. He's an actor. People used to say I look like him quite a bit, actually. Who else was in that? Rae Chong was in that. Like, in her last film roles, she was in that. The guy who played Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation was in it. Um, there were so many people in that movie. It was kind of fun. I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh, Debbie Harry was in that movie, I think. I think she was the Wicked Witch. So, Die Hard is a true Christmas classic. Oh, yeah. I mean, carols, decorations, drunken office Christmas parties. It ran the gamut. Lethal Weapon 2 was kind of a Christmas movie. Yeah, in fact, didn't the guy get blown into the Christmas ornaments or something at the very end? Gary Busey's guy. Tales from the Dark Side was such a really good show. Love the creep introduction. Yeah. Steve was saying it. Yes, thank you. I don't know. I was wanting to say John or Sal, but no, we were talking about them as artists. But what are the odds of that, right? Yeah, Steve Buscemi. That was one of his earlier roles. He was Bellingham. I think it was Bellingham. He was in the very first scenario when they did the Mummy. It says, I recall Tales from the Dark Side movie. It was okay. However, the TV series was so good that stood on its own. Didn't require a movie. Creepshow is a good flick to watch for Halloween. I haven't seen Creepshow in a long time. That one used to kind of creep me out a little bit. There was a lot of great special effects in that movie. Except for they tried to give Stephen King some screen time, and it's just not good. And they got the Howard Hughes guy and the drowned lovers. Ted Danson. Like, that movie had a lot of people in it who hadn't just quite made it yet. Leslie Nielsen hadn't broke through, I don't think, with Airplane yet. He might have. I don't think he had, though. Ted Danson. I'm trying to think of any other named actors in that. I can't think of it. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld. A place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side. Jay, you should do that one for Fiverr over there as your voiceover stuff. Did you ever get any work out of that? Twilight Stone still did it better. A dimension of sight and sound. Lethal Weapon was a complete classic, but how the heck is Gary Busey the best they could do for a strongman villain? I know, almost as bad as the bad guy in Arnold's Commando. Yeah, he was, I don't know, it was like a bigger version of Freddie Mercury in, what was his name? Bennett, I think, right, in Commando. Gary Busey is Mr. Joshua, wasn't that his name? I haven't seen that since the 80s either. You just think they get some more imposing. But then again, like, if he was ex-Special Forces too, which I think they hinted at somewhere, those guys aren't always big massive guys. No Fiverr. I was wondering. I mean, I never posted anything on there for editing work. I was doing editing on the side for a little while, and then I had reached out to another YouTuber who was a world record holder in a couple different video game categories, and I was going to do some editing for him. That kind of fell through, and some other folks, but I didn't really advertise it that much. Or at all. I would reach out to someone every now and then. Is Heavy Metal a good flick to watch for Halloween? Yeah. If you watch the B-17 episode, that's very, very Halloween-y there. I haven't seen that. I used to have that on VHS. I have not seen that since the 90s sometime. Wow. So many movies I haven't seen in a long time. Let's see, what was this? Hand Over Fist. You can watch the Hand Over Fist. That one pops up in the feed every now and then. That little skit. Stern. I've done a lot of work through Fiverr. Like, I got all my logos made through them. And, what else did I get through there? Just logos and my intro and outro animations. I get all that through Fiverr. Heavy Metal's a good flick to watch anytime. Yeah, you can listen to John Candy voiceovers. So, if Dave celebrated Halloween, his top 10 movies he'd watch every year in honor of Halloween. I said if. Aha, there he is. Well, we can work with hypotheticals. What makes a good Halloween movie? Does it have to be steeped in Halloween tradition and lore? Does the movie have to be called Halloween? Um, that's a good question. If you want a good jump scare movie, watch People Under the Stairs. That's a good for if you want a jump scare type Halloween movie. I don't know if I'd watch it every year, maybe. I like to watch Halloween 4. I like that one quite a bit. Friday 13th, Part 6 and Part 4. I'd watch those every year. The very first Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd watch that every year for Halloween, assuming it was. Um, American Werewolf in London, that's more of the comedy side of thing, but also there's some gore factor, and I just love the movie itself. And I haven't been keeping count of how many that is. Those are some. Maybe the original Night of the Living Dead. The whole black and white motif fits well with Halloween. Yeah, Hellraiser is a good Halloween movie. It has nothing to do with Halloween. Yeah, the original. Part 2 had its moments. Happy birthday, Kaz. Thanks for stopping by. Sleep well, my friend. And happy birthday. Rage and subs the Matt Woods channel. Uh-oh, what'd you do? What'd you do? Oh, because you never seen heavy metal? Oh, my goodness. You've never seen heavy metal? That's interesting. Have a great birthday. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Halloween 3 was a total disaster. It has zero to do with Michael Myers. I know. It was so strange. They really tried on the Halloween theme, right? More of the Celtic thing, right? Stonehenge. It was just a wacky movie. That movie would have been all right if they had stuck the Halloween name on it. And they built it like that on purpose, but it was an interesting choice. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead, the original. Yeah, I actually did. You probably haven't seen it, but I did a review on that movie quite a few years ago. And interesting. That's making a movie for $100,000. That was one of the most successful guerrilla movies of all time, independent films. Why not being? So yeah, those are probably some movies that I would watch every year. I see Jackson. You just made my day. I haven't had a Rage and sub in a day or two. I'm not a huge horror movie file anyway. I would watch some, but that wasn't my only jam. Dave, do you like Night of the Living Dead Part 2, 3? I actually reviewed those, and it's like Dawn of the Dead, and then Day of the Dead, which I really enjoyed. Matt Woods hates that movie. Didn't really enjoy 2 that much. And then basically all of them after that are pretty garbage. The Dawn of the Dead remake is pretty good. Better probably than the original, if you ask me. Didn't see your review of the Night of the Living Dead yet. Well, maybe I can post it here. I don't know. Let's see. I probably have a playlist for it, I'd guess. Let's see if it'll let me even post playlist in my own channel. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Let's see. I didn't do every film because I kind of got tired of them. But, like, I've done all the Friday 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. But I have not done all of the Romero Dead. But they were so bad for that, I just gave up. Where's my... Oh, there it is. Let's see if that works. It cost $600 to make the original. Oh, I thought it was like $100,000 after all the rights, or not rights, but like the licensing and all that was done. Well, before you turned to Jesus, you had a whole scary horror film. No, not really. I had some horror movies, but like I said, I'm not like a huge horror file. I like 80s horror movies, and I enjoy the cheese factor of them, and I used to watch a lot when I was in high school, but it's not my main genre or anything. I enjoy them, but... How you rage ends up every day, the same channel, then resub to him later. You're still talking about Day of the Dead Hormone. I told you he hates that movie. Film. Yeah, basically he's got friends. The only one having acting chops is the guy who played Ben, and He was kind of doing him a favor, George a favor, but I think George is in a lot of ways kind of overrated. His movies just are, I don't know. Some things I did like Night of the Living Dead. It was cheesy, of course. The acting was pretty bad, but I appreciate the whole aesthetic of it. And he was, I don't know, everything after Day of the Dead was just absolutely terrible. Like everything he put his hands on seemed just terrible. I don't know. I can't figure him out. Oh, number 3 on my list, Fright Night. Yeah, that was a fun one. Good. It had Amanda Burse in it before she was married with children. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Didn't they bowl with someone's head or something in that movie? It's been a long time. The guy who played the lead vampire, I think, also played the detective in Child's Play, if I recall correctly. Dave had a movie collection, all right, but the genre rhymes with corn. Hey, those are collector's items. I collect them for future investment potential. No other reason. But I gotta watch it to make sure, it's, real film. I can't stay away from Matt Wood's channel now. If only the channel would get a new host. It's like, Matt, did you make someone mad? Oh, goodness. I'm kind of disappointed at Terminator 2. It didn't really do its attract mode very often. Sometimes it scares the crap out of you. It just goes on real loud, and you'll hear an explosion and a big "I'll be back." But he's not doing. He's being strangely reticent this evening. So, 57 minutes. Oh, I have to wrap the stream for too much longer. Let's see, Dave, Chris Sarandon. Yes, he was the lead vampire in Fright Night. He was also on an episode of DS9. That's right, because wasn't he like competition for Quark? Wasn't that the episode he was in when he was opening up his own casino or whatever it was? He looked in messing with all the military vets. Well, we're all peaceful folk. It is probably an unusually high density of ex-military in this chat, though. And Bill shows up even more. I haven't seen him. I don't think I've seen him in a couple weeks. Hope he's okay. He didn't get lost out there in the desert, did he? Opening up his slabs. No, but we're all peaceniks, so you don't have anything to worry about from us. I got to learn something interesting about Andrew Robinson, speaking of DS9. Actually, I didn't know his dad had died in the Battle of the Bulge. I had no idea about that. So see, there's a DS9 tie-in there. He's okay, just posted an unboxing in Vegas. Oh, Vegas. He's a real go-around town go-getter, isn't he? He's always out there doing something. Who wants to travel that much? Not me. I travel for work, never fun. High roller musings. Yeah, as long as he isn't winding up in the Tangiers, right? He'll be all right. Running afoul of Nikki Santoro. Jackson hurt my feelings. Oh wait, I don't have any. Never mind. Hey now, don't tell the Jay. Jay knows you at least feel jealousy and rage. Rage at the dying of the light. There you go. Do not go gentle in that good night. Amanda Burse was so hot back then. She came out of the closet, broke my heart. She was so super cute. Apparently, David Garrison had a little thing for her too, but of course didn't have much of a chance either. Steve Rose, for those who don't know, from Married with Children, but and it was a big mistake to let him go. Well, he didn't really get let go. He just he wanted to go back to the theater. What was he thinking? There are four lights. I can't do it right. There are four lights. That's a great two-parter with David Warner. Dave forgot to mention American. No, I mentioned it as one of the ones I like to watch for Halloween. Love that movie. Had the Dr. Pepper guy on it. David Naughton. And I'm a pepper you. I'm a pepper too, or something like that. He did that campaign. It's the only thing he'd done before American Werewolf in London, but that's John Landis movie. I love that movie. That movie's not just a horror movie. It's just a good movie. It's like one of the very first horror comedies, right? It's just so well acted, and you feel really bad, genuinely bad for David. Amanda Burst is cute still. I haven't seen her in forever. I don't know. I love that. I did a review. It's like one of the very first reviews I did for the channel, actually, was American Werewolf in London. I need to go back and redo it because I didn't know what I was doing back then. I didn't know how to, like, do video grabs or anything like that, or voiceovers, so... What is that? Oh, there it was. Okay, yeah. Man, I cosplayed for like every one of those George Romero reviews too. That's a lot of work I put into those stupid things, and no one's watched them. I get sick of doing that. Like that one I just did with Sauerman versus Garrick. I had like 8+ hours in the editing chair, solid. I didn't even eat. Like I think I snacked at my desk. I just all day long I sat in front of the computer. I don't know why I do that to myself, and they never get viewed. I forgot about Fright Night. That movie was great back in the day. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. You got to invite him in, right? David Naughton. He also had one of the coolest disco songs ever, Making It. He just, I don't know, seemed like such an affable guy. He really should have made it in Hollywood, or maybe he didn't want to. I don't know, but very, very affable seeming. Like, seemed very natural, you know? That movie was just awesome. It had Jenny Agutter in it, or Agutter, I'm not sure how you say it. Classic stuff. I'm sorry I called you Meatloaf Jack. Classic. But anyway, Drew Dave, I seen you review American Werewolf in London. It was really bad. Should do I know it's really bad and old. Babes of Star Trek, you'll get views. I know. Why dost thou tempt me? Is your work going to slow down now that it's getting cold, or is this all the indoors? They don't care. Because we got frost in the ground, so it's getting chilly quick. They had this is weird because Lowe's is supposedly selling arcade one-ups, and I tried to order some a couple weeks ago, but they said they were sold out. But they had the Frogger cab. They had a Frogger cab and had like 3 games on it, Time Pilot, and I think Time Pilot 84 or something like that. And they also had the Tempest cab, which I tried to get both of those, and they both said they were sold out after I bought them. But so there's another option for you guys. So maybe you'll get a Frogger cab. So check your local Lowe's store, where their video game section is, and if you want to look for a Frogger cab, they might have it there. Speaking of victims of carnivorous lunar activities, where is Darren tonight? Probably nonplussed because I wasn't on last week. You'll watch Babes of Star Trek, I bet you will. Can you settle for Babes in Toyland? Might require 50 hours in the editing chair. Yeah, I won't leave. Yeah, I'll just be stuck in my chair, smiling the whole time. You go in there to find a microwave? While you're there, see if they have the George Costanza classic, Frogger. If she didn't like it, wouldn't she run away? Every domestic violence defense lawyer. Write that down. I don't remember what movie that is. But Yes, Frogger. I don't know if I have Frogger on the other machine. I probably do. I'm gonna look right now. Let me see. Might be on. I know I have it on my thumb drive there. Codebreaker. I have to go to App Store. We're waiting for CoinOps X. That takes a little while to load. I'm almost positive I have Frogger. I probably have multiple different kinds of Froggers on there. See, by allowing Lucifer, the highest and brightest of created things, to develop an opposition to government, the all-knowing Father allowed his children to see and understand the difference between a government of selfishness and a government of selflessness. I am the master of fear and destroyer of hope, the enemy of mankind throughout the universe. Mortal, I am evil itself. Well, it's quite a moniker. It's a mouthful, to be sure. It takes a while to load. I don't know. But good old Frogger. I can still hear the music in my head. Oh, blue screen. We're getting closer now. It takes a while to load, but you got to consider there's about almost 8,000 games on that thing. So once it's loaded up, it's like MMOs and MMORPGs and all that. Once you get them loaded up, then it's okay. I've been really enjoying my Centipede / Asteroids 12-in-1 game over. That's awesome. Very fun game. Dave, I thought of a topic for future stream. I was watching Miami Vice, and there's one scene I'd have to send you. Top 10 TV scenes that the scene or plot went deeper than the show. I haven't seen that show since the 80s, so we can learn a little bit about the adventures of Crockett and Tubbs and see what's going on. Oh, it's up. Let me go see if I have Frogger on there. We're closing in. Bunch of flicky. Okay, Franklin the Turtle. We're getting closer. Frogger! Yeah, it's a Friday 13th game. There's the ColecoVision version. There, enjoy some music. All right, sorry about that. Dave, was it the 2002-ish remake for Dawn of the Dead with Ring Grumps? Yeah, hate zombies that can run. Yeah, but I kind of liked it because other than Return of the Living Dead, you never really saw running zombies, and it gave them a much better scare factor. You know, that was one of the problems with the shambling zombies is, I guess it's good for building tension, but they're too easy to get away from, right? When they can really haul butt. Jay, so Jay, find any free ones lately? Not of late. You hang out in the wrong towns. You need to head out to Wyoming or wherever they were at. Matt Woods, find any Savage Tales #1 lately? If he does, let me know. I won't be buying it, but you can let me know. Jay, you had to turn your Twitter DMs off because the girls wouldn't leave you alone, huh? Sending you the nastiest stuff. It's probably just a bunch of guys pretending to be girls, but there you go. Dave, why George A. Romero was cool, I guess cooler than George Lucas. He didn't hoard the zombie genre as his own, trying to sue others if they created a zombie flick, unlike Lucas, who thought he owned sci-fi. Yeah, well, Lucas thinks lots of things. Look at the prequel. He also thought he could write. So, there are the prequels. Sometimes you need to listen to people. And sometimes you're surrounded by yes people, and you don't get the true... you don't truly read the room, as we like to say. Oh, I can't watch them, man. They're so bad. In fact, did George Romero give his blessing to future zombie movies? I know he gave his blessing to The Walking Dead. Yeah, with little reason either, because Walking Dead's terrible. But, yeah, I mean, he didn't own it. I mean, zombies are around before George, and that was I think he just realized it. Same with sci-fi. Like you said, sci-fi was huge before Star Wars. It just wasn't, like, household names, you know? In fact, he had George A. Romero... Oh, wait. In fact, true cooler man. Okay, yeah, cool. I was close to it, but I will have to get back, and I just can't watch the prequels, man. I pulled all the clips of Christopher Lee in two of the Star Wars flicks, and I was like, man, this is brutal. He was bad in it, but it's not his fault. I mean, just the material, man, it's just so bad. It's like, they don't look good. They're so terrible as movies. I don't know, man. Someone please tell George, like, they should have known it from the script, you know? This is just terrible. It could have been so great, and like, it's such a fever pitch of people wanting to see them. I was living in Chicago at the time. I remember the hype when they first announced it. It was insane how much hype there was for them. And then you saw what we got. It's late Friday night. Dave is feeling the pull of the arcade goodness, and who can blame him? I know, right? I keep wanting to move over and just get a big gulp or a Slurpee and go to town over there, right? All that jibber jabber and all that, so... But I am probably going to get going here before my voice does crap out. I actually streamed a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be. But it's okay. It's because I have such a great listening and viewing audience that I just can't help myself. But let's see if I can... I'll serenade you back off with the arcade song we did. So, all right. So next time you're playing a more cerebral game, you'll be thinking of the Beatles when we're playing, right? So, Blacklight Carpet, yeah. See the new, or hear the new Beatles song? Nope. Oops. And missed my note. I think I saw you play Super Mario Brothers on your guitar before. that? I was learning another lick. I don't know if I played this one yet. Let's see, was it? That was for Darren, but he didn't show up tonight, so Super Mario. I need to learn the Mario theme song. That should go well with there's lots of like classic video game songs I want to play eventually, but who's got time to learn everything? But no, I did not see nor hear the new Beatles song. I'm so leery of that. It's like, what are they just grabbing like old B-roll or something, you know, and just making songs out of it? Next week's topic, did you get into Dungeons and Dragons? I got a vid to send you about that. No, I was never really big on tabletop games. I think I played it once back in the, I guess, late 80s, I think it was, and never really played it again. I played a few D&D games, like hack and slash games and video games, but I never read any of the lore or played any of the tabletop games, so just wasn't my thing. I can dig the fantasy aspect of it, but would for me. Great poet once said, all spirits are enslaved that serve things evil. Kevin Picard, you do not understand. I do not serve things evil. I am evil. Good old Armus. Everyone's favorite tar monster. I am the skin of evil, left here by a race of titans who believed if they rid themselves of me, they would be free of the bonds of destructiveness. Yeah, I mean, you always did feel a little bit of pity for Armus, too. It's like, oh, man. He's like all the negative emotions or whatever from this higher evolved, probably the Metrons or something, right? And then they just scarred him to like go mad on the planet. It's good. Along the lines of free as a bird, me love it. Yeah, I remember there at least that back in the 2000s, right? But John's vocals are far better. It might be AI for all you know nowadays. They're doing that so much. Like they'll have like Metallica be doing like any song, like a Madonna song or something. And it's getting pretty close. A couple more years, we won't be able to tell. But I digress. Anyway, I might have to check it out, as we all know I might like the Beatles a little bit, you know, just saying. Not AI, are you sure? I was trying to learn the, I need to get off the stream. I was trying to learn the lick for it, and I love her. I think I do that with finger, though. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I haven't figured out that last note. Dave, I didn't care for D&D and did play SNL with ex-girlfriend while stationed at Campbell. Well, we all have our things. No, that's more like it. All right. There it is, yeah. Even their simple stuff is a little more complicated than it looks. There's a lot of movement there. It's hard to like recreate that one for me. Dave, other future topics. Who AI has changed, or how, I'm guessing, AI has changed comics, good or bad. You could create your own comic right now. Oh, easily. AI is already doing it. It's already writing novels. Writing a lot of songs, too. People don't realize what they're playing with, but it is what it is. What is that one? is. All right. Got to do it with the pick. Oops. All right, I'm out of here. Dave, she was a bad girl. She got a taste of leather. She had to learn. I heard the gimp both, right? So, alrighty. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Let y'all get back to a much more interesting weekend or better show. Hope get to see y'all next week. Hope everyone will find something good to get into this weekend and do so safely. But have a good time out there. And if you feel like helping somebody, it's a good thing to do. So. I will see everyone same time next week, same bat channel, God willing, and hope everyone has a great and pleasant week ahead.